4 years, they looked untouchable. The perfect couple. The brand that turned broken houses into dream homes, and somehow made marriage look just as easy. Chip Gaines and Joanna Gaines didn't just build a business. They built an image. One that millions believed in. But perfection has a way of hiding cracks. By 2022, their empire, Magnolia, was thriving. The network had launched, the shows were booming, and from the outside everything looked stronger than ever. But behind closed doors, something was quietly unraveling. It started with pain. Joanna began experiencing persistent back issues, something easy to dismiss in a life filled with long days and constant movement. At first, she pushed through it. She always had. But this time, the pain didn't fade. It grew worse. Then came the diagnosis, a serious spinal condition that would require surgery and months of recovery. Suddenly, the woman who had carried everything, the family, the business, the image, was the one who couldn't stand on her own. And for Chip, that changed everything. The man known for fixing problems couldn't fix this. There was no blueprint, no renovation plan, no quick solution. Just a hospital room, uncertainty, and the realization that some things in life don't bend to effort. He stepped away. Filming paused. Projects stalled. While fans speculated, Chip stayed silent, choosing to remain by Joanna's side instead of in front of cameras. Friends later described a different version of him. Quieter. Heavier. The humor still there but dimmed. Because this wasn't business. This was fear. Their story hadn't started this way. Back in 2001, they were just two people trying to make something out of nothing. They met in Waco, married in 2003, and built their lives from the ground up, literally. Debt, failed projects, sleepless nights. It wasn't glamorous. But it was real. That same grit carried them to Fixer Upper, where their chemistry turned them into household names. Viewers didn't just watch renovations. They watched a marriage that felt authentic. And that's what made the next chapter so difficult. Because success didn't just bring opportunity. It brought pressure. A growing empire, 5 children, constant attention. The balance between business and family became harder to hold. Joanna's health crisis exposed just how fragile that balance had become. As she recovered, something shifted in both of them. The priorities changed. Work slowed. Time at home mattered more. The image of perfection gave way to something more honest. Then came another test. In 2024, a new show sparked unexpected backlash after featuring a same-sex couple. Public criticism followed, loud, divisive, and personal. For the first time, the Gaines weren't just defending a brand. They were defending their values. Chip responded simply, with empathy over judgment. And Joanna stood beside him. No big speeches. No dramatic rebuttals. Just a quiet refusal to bend. Because by then, they had already faced something harder than public opinion. They had faced the truth. That love isn't about fixing everything. It's about staying when nothing can be fixed at all. Today, Chip and Joanna Gaines aren't selling perfection anymore. They're living something far more complicated and far more real. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all. Because behind every perfect home, there's always a story no one sees. If you love uncovering the hidden stories behind classic Hollywood legends, subscribe to Classic Hollywood Feuds.